Welcome to episode 4 of the Unemployed Journeyman with AS Monaco in Ligue 1 in France. And in today's episode, we have a Europa League game, we have a Ligue 1 game against Marseille, and there's a couple of new signings that I need to tell you about as well. Well, I say new signings, potential new signings. So we're going to jump straight into it with the potential new signings. So the first one, Matheus Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon. 25-year-old central midfielder. I'm eyeing him up to play in the Mazzala role for us. Maybe as back up to what we've got already, might get into the first team. It's £1.1 million he was transfer listed, and he looks very decent. He's 2.5 star current ability with 3.5 star potential. He is 25 years old, so if he does get any better, it's going to be at the latter stage of his career. And quite surprisingly, when you look at him for Sporting Lisbon, he has barely ever played for them, to be quite honest. And his biggest season was when he went on loan to Estoril in 23-24 and played 24 times, got 1 goal, 1 player in a match at 6.69. Other than that, he's not really done a great deal for Sporting. I'm surprised he's stayed there as long as what he has, really. But in terms of the Mazzala on support role, we'll highlight it there. He's a bit under par for long shots and anticipation. But other than that, he has decent attributes for every other part of the role. And what I would say to anybody that's new to the game, when you're eyeing up whether a player is good for you, don't necessarily take a look at the star ratings. Use it as a guide by all means, that's what I do. But have a look at the attributes and see A, how they compare against other players that play in that position, but also are they good for that role? If we compare him to Yunus Musa, who's their best central midfielder, and I think he's a guy that we have, I think he plays the Mazzala role for us. We'll have a look at him. I'm not expecting to be, and he's not anywhere near as good as Musa, so he's not going to be a replacement for him. But with Yunus Musa, if we have a look at him, he's the kind of player that, yeah, he plays in the Mazzala for us, but he can also play in other roles as well, like the ball-winning midfielder role. He can, if we wanted to have one of those, he could do that. He could do the Carrilero or the central midfielder is also a very good role to have. He could also play in defence, can do the anchor to 3 stars as well. Not that I'd want to move Yunus Musa because he's not our main man. Yunus Musa is our main man. Matheus Fernandes, though, can play in the Mazzala role. He can also do the advanced playmaker. So in terms of the tactic we use, he can do both of these roles and he can do them quite comfortably as well. So I think for 1.1 million as a squad rotation option, he's pretty decent actually, so I'm quite happy with that. Then we've got Erez Levy, who's an 18-year-old from Maccabi Tel Aviv. He's an advanced forward, a striker basically, for £3 million. That was his release clause. And I mean, look at him. Look at his physicals. Physicals are important in FM24. Strength needs work. We can always do additional training with him for his strength. But 16 for acceleration, 17 for agility, 16 for pace, 17 for stamina. I mean, this guy is screaming through balls, ball over the top for him to run onto. He's got finishing of 16 as well. His aggression 16, so he could get in a bit of trouble, could be a bit naughty. But he's also very determined at 16. Passing needs work as well, but again, he's 18 years old. And when you look at his stats for Maccabi Tel Aviv, last season was his breakthrough season, 21 appearances, 8 goals, 3 assists at 7.24. And then this season, 8 appearances, 9 goals, 2 assists, 1 player in a match, and 8.06. He really looks like he could be an absolutely stunning player. So we've literally just put in the offer for them. We will probably not have news in today's episode as to whether they sign for us, but I'm very excited by him and I think he'll be a decent option to have come in as well. If we have a look at the schedule, what's happened since you were last with us, we've been picking up the results. There's no doubt about that. In the last episode, we lost 2-1 to Villarreal in a game. I weren't too disappointed by that result. I thought we actually played pretty well in that game, and I did say that was going to be our hardest game of the group stage, and so it proved. It was disappointing to go 1-0 up and then 2-1 down, but overall I wasn't too disheartened. The game against Lorient, we were poor. There's no other way of putting it. We were poor. We should have won the game, but we didn't. Then came FC Utrecht in the Europa League, a 1-0 win against them. Again, it was far from a convincing performance. We dominated the game. The fact that we got an XG of 2.73 and only scored one goal really does show that we should have scored more than what we did. The 12 shots at goal, only 4 of them were on target. We do have work ball into the box turned on as well, but Vanderson wasn't good. He's been going through a bit of a poor run. I dropped him from the team recently as well. You'll see the results of that shortly. Passes completed, we were better, much better. Well, I say much better. We're a little bit better on possession than they were. A 1-0 win, we take it, we move on. Then came the game against Strasbourg, and I've got to show you the goal from Chao Enrique in this game because it was from a direct free kick. And in my opinion, it's the best direct free kick goal I've ever seen in Football Manager. I'll be quite honest with you, and I'm going to show it to you in a moment. But again, looking at this, 7 shots on target, 18 shots in total, an XG of 2.25. Garcia, who scored the goal right on half-time, the 45 plus 2 minutes. Prior to this, he'd already missed 2 absolute sitters. Not even getting them on target. I think one of them was saved by the goalkeeper, and the other one just went way over the bar. And both of them were from the edge of the 6-yard box as well. Eventually, he scored, like I say, just on half-time. Then Enrique's goal on the 65th minute, but then they pulled one back on the 66th minute immediately after. And I was nervous. I've got to admit, I was nervous. I thought we was going to throw it away, but we did see the result out. We saw it out quite comfortably, really. But again, it just comes down to the fact we're just not scoring enough goals for my liking. But we're going to have a look at this goal from Chao Enrique. Might as well have a look at Garcia's as well, because it is a bit of a collector's item. This is Garcia's goal. Vanderson into Musa to Abel Ruiz. Great through ball to Garcia. That chance was harder. I'm just going to pause it quickly. But that chance that he scored there was actually harder than the 2 that he missed. The 2 that he missed, he was around this area here, right on the edge of the 6-yard box. But then we come to Chao Enrique's goal, and look at this. That is gorgeous. That is absolute. I'm even going to go back because I want to see it again. I mean, look at this for a goal. Left-footed curler into the top far-hand corner. That is beautiful. We don't need to see their goal. Right, then came Bordeaux, who was 17th in the league at this time, and a 2-1 win. Again, it's just looking closer than it needs to. Not much was created, to be fair. We had 4 shots on target. They had 3. Neither of us had an XG of even 1, let alone whatever else. Dominated possession, better passes completed. But it was just too much of a struggle again. We dropped Vanderson at this point and paid Kalala, who is one of our young talents, 21 years old, 2.5 to 3.5. So he's never going to really be a great deal. But if we look at him, he's probably going to end up being he is homegrown in nation. And at the moment, those players do mean a lot to us because we need them. And yeah, it was just, yeah, we won, but I wasn't happy with it. Then we played Lille, albeit we are at home. This was a much better performance. I was a real fan of this performance. Vanderson back in the team, gets a goal and an assist. Abel Ruiz started, so I decided that with Garcia not really scoring many goals, that I'm going to start Ruiz up front instead. He went off injured right on the stroke of half-time, so clearly the game doesn't want me to not play Garcia up front. So he's out injured now for 3 months, no less. And Vanderson with the first goal in the 51st minute. Singo, who I've been playing in place of Espinosa as well, because Espinosa does struggle a bit with fitness. Yunus Musa then got a goal as well on the 69th minute of Vanderson with the assist. So overall, that means in terms of Ligue 1, we are joint top. We're second, goal difference being the clear separator between us and PSG. Paris Saint-Germain haven't lost a game this season. They also have a game in hand over us. But we're level on points with them and with Nice, who are in third. So the top 3 teams, all on 25 points. The team in fourth on 23. Crucially, though, Lille, who are 5th, they're on 17th. Our aim is to be top 4. It's not to win Ligue 1. Obviously, I'd love to win it, but that's not the aim. The aim is to be top 4. And at the moment, we are 8 points clear of the team in 5th place, which is a tie between Lille and Lens. So we're happy with the way things are going in the league. For Bruggen, by the way, is joint top with Donnarumma for clean sheets. So signing him was a good decision. In terms of the Europa League, like I said, we won the game against Utrecht. We are now 16th with 1 win, 1 defeat in the Europa League so far. And that brings us to today's episode as we play Braga and Marseille. These are 2 very tough games. Marseille are 4th, I think it was, in the league. Yeah, they're 4th in Ligue 1. Braga are a very good team. And if we have a look at them, where are they in here? They're probably going to show me they're not a very good team. Now, they're in 25th at the moment. They've drawn and lost from their first 2 games. So that is everything that's been going on at the moment. Just have a quick look at dynamics as well. And team cohesion is good. Club atmosphere is very good. Managerial support is average. It's in the green and it's going up. So we're kind of getting there. If we have a look at the hierarchy in terms of those that oppose me, nobody is opposing me. 2 players support me, Ruiz and Santos, 2 of the players I brought in actually. But the other 23, they don't have an opinion on me. That is brilliant, because when we first came in, there was 5 players that opposed me. Granted, we did sell a couple of them, but there you go. Right, let's get into the Matchday Centre as we move into the first game of today's episode against Braga. Right, here we are then at the Matchday Centre. We do have 2 injuries. One that I've already told you about, Abel Ruiz got a hip injury. He's out for up to 3 months. Robert Navarro has a pulled hamstring. He's out for around 2 weeks. Neither of them will feature in today's episode. So the team we're going with: Verbruggen in goal, Enrique left back, Singo right back, Berachina and Vandenberg in the centre of defence. The midfield: Fofana, Musa and Santos, with Golovin on the left, Vanderson on the right and Garcia up top. I'm playing Singo ahead of Espinosa because I've been playing him a little bit recently and I've actually been very impressed with him. He's actually having a really good run of games for us. So I just thought, why not keep that going? So that's the team we're going with. We've got obviously players on the bench. Let's get into the game. And hopefully, we really need Garcia to start scoring a bit more frequently than what he is. I think he's got 2 goals this season and it's just not enough, quite honestly. So there's their team in a, looks a bit of a strange formation, as we're playing a 4-1-4-1. Whereas we know it's a 4-3-3. So here we are. We've only got 8,000 people in our stadium. We only had 8,000 people here for the game against... Oh my God, that's a disastrous start. Oh no. It's not even 2 minutes on the clock and we're 1-0 down against Braga. I mean, who cares about the attendance? Yeah, like I say, we only had 8,000 in attendance for the Europa League game against Utrecht. We only get 12 to 13,000 in attendance anyway. Right, we've lost the ball there as well. This isn't a particularly good start to the game for us. Oh, they almost made it 2-0. Oh. What is going on? Right, they have a corner. Zalazar will take it. We clear our lines partially. And the highlight comes to an end. I mean, we've had 2 shots at goal, 2 on target. You haven't seen them as part of the highlight. They've only generated a 0.14 on XG. But Kojima, he's going to be a Japanese player, and my former Japanese links are coming back to haunt me. By the way, if we get time in today's episode, I want to show you Tokyo as well, because I was having a look at those in between this episode and yesterday's episode. And I won't ruin anything now, but I was stunned, put it that way. Right, here we go. Is this going to be a highlight for us? Can we get the goal back? Can we get level, but go in at half-time level? Garcia's through. He's going to miss it. See, I told you. That's what I meant. He just... Oh, he's so frustrating because he's meant to be so good. Right, Enrique puts the ball into the box. Keeper comes out and claims. That's a very good claim, actually, by the goalkeeper. But this is what I mean about Garcia. He needs to miss 3 chances like that before he scores a goal. And I'm on the verge of playing in Bolo because I'm just losing my patience. I mean, I've lost my patience with the fact that I dropped him to play Abel Ruiz up there. Golovin is nonsense as well. I mean, I would like to have played Navarro on the left, but it's just so... I mean, look at this. 6 shots on target. They've had 1 shot on target and scored it. We've had 6 shots on target and we can't even score a goal. This is the frustration I've had between episodes. Right, Golovin, come off your absolute pants. I don't like you. Just get off the field. I can't really take... I mean, I've got Embolo that I can bring on, but we'll take Berachina off for Muniz. I mean, Verbruggen's not having a great game either, but I don't really want to bring on a backup because he's not particularly good. He's very young and, yeah, not very good. Right, here's Enrique with a corner. Puts it in. Oh, we've hit the woodwork. Oh, I thought we was going to put it in on the follow-up. It's with Muniz. He gives it to Vandenberg. Finds Vanderson. The highlight's still going for the time being. They clear their line, but only as far as Enrique. To Bora. Back to Enrique. To Musa. To Santos. Oh, it's a goal. Santos with the 5th goal of the season. It's 1-1 in the 64th minute. And I'll tell you what, we deserve that. We deserve that at least. Because we have been the much better team in this game. Right, we get another corner. Musa puts the ball in. It's in. Wilfried Singo. Oh, this referee's got a finger in it. How is it going to be offside when it's direct from a corner? Don't be a moron. You're on the take if you disallow this. There you go. Thank you very much. Now, don't get me wrong. I know some people say, well, it could be offside. I have paused it because I'm having a rant now. They could say, well, you know, it could have been offside. It's only going to be offside if somebody else is in an offside position obstructing the goalkeeper. Clearly, they wasn't. Why are we using VAR this much in the game? It don't need to be... Oh, I get so frustrated with it. Well, I'm going to make another couple of substitutions. Right, mainly because players are just absolutely knackered. We've got to play Marseille in 2 days' time. Right, Puxtus can come on for Musa, I think. I say I think, I've done it, so it is going to be for Musa. Mahaya can come on for Fofana. And that'll be it for now. You know I don't like making all 5 substitutions at this point in the game because I know what's going to happen. I'll do it now. Just a minute later, someone's going to get injured. There you go. Told you. Right on cue. Garcia's now injured. So Bril is effectively our only fit striker now. Oh, I'm not going to have a rant about injuries in FM, but we are currently 2-1 up against Braga. Singo to Vanderson. Santos picks up the loose ball. He's still going. That's a penalty. That has got to be a penalty. Who is their penalty take? I think this is only the 2nd penalty we've had all season. I say all season, we're only like 10 games into it. But right, who's on? Oh my God, who's on the pitch? Puxtus, Enrique, Mbolo. I mean, none of these are really filling me with confidence, I have to say. But do you know what? Puxtus, you're up, my son. If it's a penalty, that is. If it is a penalty, you're going to take it for me and you're going to bury it and you're going to put us 3-1 up. And I'll tell you what, there you go, it is a penalty. We deserve to win this game. We have been easily the better team. Braga, I thought were going to be a much stiffer there, look at that. Puxtus with the goal, 3-1. Like I said, I thought Braga were going to be much tougher than this. They were estimated to be the 2nd most difficult team for us to face in this group. And 5 minutes of added on time has come to an end. We have won the game 3-1. 1-0 down against this guy, Kota Kojima. We can click on him now. Who's he been at? He's been at Sapporo. I told you my Japanese links were coming back to haunt me. And yeah, so 3-1. Santos with the equaliser. Then Singo with the goal from a corner. Then Puxtus with the penalty. 3-1. Lovely, lovely stuff. Let's move on to the next game. Where's this put us in the league? We're now 14th in the table. So we're comfortably in this blue area. We're level on points with Anderlecht, who are in the automatic qualification. Mould are top. Mould, Hanover are the top 2 teams in this. And Tottenham are actually the bookies' favourites for it. But yeah, right. Let's move on to... Let's have a look at these injuries as well, by the way. Right, these are the contract things. Might as well show you that while I'm here as well. Injury worry for Garcia. Oh, he's out for 2 months. We're going to be without him and Ruiz for 2 months. I mean, yeah, okay. Right, let's go on Fernandez. So let's do contract negotiations with him. Fringe player, that's fine. I'm happy for him to want to be a fringe player. Can we knock him down to 16,000 maybe? We're locking signing on fee and agent fee. Yep, he's happy with that. So 16,000 per week with a 5k appearance fee, so it's 21k per week, maybe 26 if we played 2 games. Happy with that. That's a decent contract. Then our striker, that we could do with him being here now, to be honest. He wants to be an important player. I'm not sure he's going to be, but right, he's not having a yearly wage rise. Goal bonus is getting to 20 and 25 goals. I'm happy with that. You what? He wants a signing on fee of $1 million. I don't think so. I have 500,000. Right, how much is he going to up his wages? He only wants 33,500. Oh, can we lower him to 37? Oh, he's happy with that. I'm happy with that as well. Okay, hopefully they both accept that, and I'll meet you in the Matchday Centre for the game against Marseille. Right, before we get into the Matchday Centre, I've had this email come through, emergency recruitment meeting. We have arranged an emergency recruitment meeting in response to the recent injury crisis that has been raised by the medical department. This meeting is optional, but we think you should attend if you want to try to solve this problem by signing new players. Right, let me know in the comments if you know what my issue is with this email. I'll give you a second to pause the video, go into the comments, let me know what you think my issue is. Now I'll let you know what my issue is. No cheating, by the way, but I'll let you know what my issue is with this. Game intelligence, Sports Interactive. You've asked me to attend an emergency recruitment meeting to sign new players. It's the 28th of October. I can't sign anyone until the 1st of January, right? If we go to transfers, I've got a striker already planned, if he accepts my contract, to come in on the 1st of January, the earliest point we can do it. I'm pretty certain the recruitment team know about this. So if the recruitment team are aware, why am I getting an email about this? Clearly, I'm ahead of you, basically, and I would expect the club to know that. Right, rant over, moan over, let's get into the game against Marseille. Got all these French Cup, what is going on? Oh, hang on, there you go, he's agreed. And 3.1 million will be deducted from the transfer budget, and he's coming in on the 1st of January. So that's been agreed the day after, I think it is, that they wanted to do an emergency meeting with me. There you go, that's been agreed. Let's get into the actual game itself. Turn on opposition instructions. Right, I have had to bring in a backup striker from the reserve team, the second team, Dorian Cause. I mean, I'm going to warn you, he's not particularly good. He's 21 years old. He's French, 1.5 star current ability, 2 to 3.5 star potential. He can't finish, but he's getting better at it. He's very composed though. So that could be something that Garcia might need. But he's very composed in front of goals. It's actually his best attribute. His physicals are okay. His mentals need improvement. His technicals. I mean, let's be honest, he's out of contract in 2 years. He'll be leaving on a free transfer, I'd imagine. Maybe we should try and send him and get a couple of million for him. But if we have a look at what he's done this season in the under-20 or in the second team, 8 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists, 1 player of the match award at 7.19. It says here, league, 3 goals, 3 games. I'm assuming that league is the reserve league or whatever it is that he plays in. It's certainly not our league, but that's going to get a bit confusing when it comes to if he comes on in today's game. But anyway, he's on the bench. Probably not going to see him, but he is on the bench. The team we're going with, Verbruggen in goal, Enrique left back, Singo right back, Baracina and Vandenberg in the centre of defence, Fofana, Musa, Santos in the centre of midfield, Golovin and Vanderson out wide with Mbolo up top. This was always going to be a tough game anyway. It's going to be even tougher now that we've basically not got a striker. I mean, that's probably a bit unfair to Bril Mbolo. But, you know, the dude is about 45 and probably should have retired by now. But we are at home, so it gives us some hope. We've actually got 18,521. That is a full house for the game against Marseille. So that is nice to see. We've actually got a full house because that's going to be our biggest attendance of the season. I'm assuming we'll get the same sort of attendance when we play PSG as well, unless the fans just think there's no point turning up to that game because we're going to lose it. Right, here's the first highlight. Singo, it's taken 27th minute to get the first highlight. Singo had it to Fofana. Here's Santos, Musa, Enrique, Golovin. Playing it about nicely. We're going backwards again. Vandenberg to Singo, to Fofana. He goes out on, I mean, he's meant to be our anchor. Do you want to get back, son? He loses the ball. And now Marseille playing it out from the back. Very disappointed that we've lost the ball like that, I've got to say. Can we win it back? Any chance of that happening? That's got to be offside, surely. Yeah, the referee did raise his flag. It was offside. So nothing ended up coming from that. We are the only team to have had a shot on target so far in the 34th, 35th minute of the game. Marseille, like I say, 4th going into today's game. Is it going to be 0-0 at half-time? Can we get a goal? No, 1 minute to be added on, and it is half-time. It is 0-0. Right, the fans turn up through thick and thin. Remember that as you go out there today. And as you can see, they're very appreciative of the fans as well. Maybe that's why we don't get much of a turnout. It's actually quite surprising that Monaco have such a small stadium. I mean, they are a pretty big club in France. They're obviously not the biggest club in France, but they're certainly among the top 5, top 6 in France. Right, we're going to make a couple of substitutions because Singo's looking very tired. So bring Espinosa on for him. And I mean, Golovin just doesn't do it for us. We bring him off and Bura can come on for him. That Dorian Cause as well, by the way, can also play on the right. I think he can play on the left as well, but don't really want to throw him in just yet. But we're not really... I mean, there's been 4 shots at goal, 1 on target. It's been hardly anything going on. Right, Vanderson can come off for Kalala. And Puxtus maybe for Musa, sorry. I mean, you think I'd be used to their names by now. Still, Marseille have not had a shot at goal yet, which I'm not trying to tempt fate with that, by the way. But we're entering it up. Here we go. Corner for us. Enrique takes it, puts it into the box. Oh, we scored! And the referee's not got his finger in his ear. Santos with the goal. We're 1-0 up against Marseille. Right, before we go any further, we're going cautious. I don't want people bombing on or anything like that. Let's just see this game out. Right, we'll make a 5th substitution. Do you know what? Actually, maybe not. No, we bring Enrique off and bring Munoz on. Come on, let's see this out, boys. A 1-0 win against Marseille. That would be fantastic. And we're going to. We have. It's full time. Oh, wow. That feels good to get a win against Marseille, a team that's 4th in the league. We were slightly the better team. You could probably say a draw was probably the fair result. But I'm very happy, lads. Well done indeed. And that marks actually a very good episode. We've won in Europe. We've won in the league. We've won a game and we've dropped down, but we're level on points still with Nice and PSG. Lille have won today. Lens, I presume, must have lost somewhere along the line. But we're 3rd in the table. We're joint top with PSG and Nice. We're looking good at the moment for a place in the top 4. As we said, we've got Lens next to a 6th. If we have a look at the schedule, what we'll do is we'll come back for this game here. We've got PSG and Osijek. So we'll come back in tomorrow's episode for them 2 games. Could potentially be a top of the table clash. It means I'm only going to be playing 3 games off camera. We'll play them 2. Then what I'm thinking is after that, we'll probably come back around somewhere like Lyon and Union Berlin, because I'm a bit conscious that I want to get through the seasons, you know, 1 season every 2 weeks sort of thing. And if we carry on coming back after 3-4 games, then we're going to be here forever. So we'll do PSG because it's PSG, along with Osijek in the next episode. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Please leave a like and subscribe, and have a good evening or afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.